Hi everyone, I'm Christine Casantusan from College of Criminal Justice 3 Delta. So, the topic that I discuss is how will you prevent juvenile delinquency by conducting the self-control theory and influence by social institution in having and not having juvenile delinquency. By preventing juvenile delinquency has indisputable being assist children and their families to preventing juvenile delinquency, we can need the education, community involvement, also bullying prevention. Why? So let's start with education. Education because it is very important. Education can help us to know what is right and wrong, and also juvenile delinquency education teach a lot of things and also to control crime. If you are educated person, you can easily know what you are doing if it's bad or wrong. Next is community involvement. If the community involvement or community, you will know what the really going on. Maybe you can help your community in terms of advising them or controlling them in a good way. Like for example, if the community have cooperativeness and your community have actively that no one can think do the crime, the community will be prevented juvenile delinquency. Children who feel like they are a part of community and who are actively involved in an activity they are passionate about, much more or less likely to be exposed to attain criminal activity. Then next is bullying prevention. If you prevent bullying, we can prevent juvenile delinquency. If no one can bully, no one can rapidly annoy. But bullying prevention program is put into a place elementary and junior high school, meaning it is interclose to a juvenile delinquency. So juvenile detained are a particularly vulnerability group as a penitentiary system. In the juvenile rehabilitation facilities program aiming that their rehabilitation and resocialization are defined by the individual approach mechanism. They have the opportunity to receive general education following the standard of the educational system and educational process under the national plan. Various rehabilitation programs are being implemented like DSWD, group intervention, social training, intellectual, cognitive, and cultural events. So, self-control theory is a study about how the criminal act their own self-attitude. It is a study on how prevent crime and criminals. According to Hershey and Davidson, these two persons developed the general theory of criminal in 1990 based on the empirical observation of the strong consistent connection between criminal behavior of age. So for me, the self-control theory is not all about the person, its behavior of all of them or juvenile delinquency. Also, it is prevention of a childhood to do bad things toward the criminality, and lastly to control all of them to do the crime. That's why self-control theory would be solution to lessen those juvenile delinquency. This will be the way to teach those minors to have a good attitude and behavior. Knowingly, this theory can easily conduct solution this minor can be adopted to have another parents who will guide them or love them. Self-control theory is a strong prediction of a future delinquency behavior. It is not into adolescence contributing to growing area of search on the dynamic properties of self-control. Social influence, in particular peer delinquency, are reciprocally related to delinquency. It is implying that delinquency can lead to cumulative disadvantage that further individuals in antisocial pathway over the life course. Also, social influence, in particular peer delinquency, are also reciprocal related to delinquency by implying the delinquency you can lead the cumulative disadvantage that furthers individual in antisocial pathway. So, preventing juvenile delinquency on self-control theory is a strong prediction for future delinquent behavior, but social influence affects self-control into adolescence. Then, communities and institutions that surrounds adolescence are increasingly changed by the social and economical condition in the society. In this condition includes the decline in economic security for a poor and middle class family. So, the increase in the number of the single parent household neighborhood is with considered puberty that are social isolation from the middle or working class. Thus is prevention of juvenile delinquency through family, because if the parents interact with their children and teach the good thing or disciplinary action, the children can adapt. Also, the children reminds what their parents teach or taught them. Also, for me, we need time for your family for the sake of good communication to each other. It can be difficult to discuss this issue such as drug, alcoholic uses, sex, and crime, and your children. They hard to discuss your children, but communication in your child is one of the most important steps in preventing juvenile delinquency. If you do not talk your children about this issue, he will she almost certainly learn in television, movie, friends that bad influence. So you should make sure your children understand your role and expectation and lay out clear consequence for doing against them. So, again, this is Christine Casantusan from College of Criminal Justice System. Thank you.